how safe is it to drink Cantarella's breast milk straight from the source? This question has plagued my mind like the dark tide for a very long time. I'm sure it's the case for many of you as well. The reason the safety of her breast milk is even coming into consideration is because she's a woman surrounded by poison. First, let's try to understand what kind of poison she is exposed to. The first clue to finding the answer to this question comes from her name. You see, during the Renaissance period in Italy, which is the basis for Rinascita, assassination by poison was a common occurrence. In this case, the Borgia family, which is the basis for the Physalia family, was very prominent. They used a special kind of poison called La Cantarella, which is a variation of arsenic, the composition of which is still unknown. La Cantarella was a white powdery substance that could be sprinkled on food or drink, and it could ensure a very quick yet very painful death for the target. Now, in cutscenes, Cantarella is also seen using a white powdery substance to quote-unquote neutralize a target. So it is safe to assume that Cantarella is indeed exposed to arsenic, which brings us to how arsenic poisoning works. When arsenic enters the human body, it concentrates in hairs, nails, skins, and other similar tissues, and the effects of it are visible from the outside. Now, if you observe Cantarella, we can see that her hairs are very healthy and lush, her nails are glossy, and her skin is fairer than most maidens within the realm, which is a clear indication that despite her exposure to arsenic, she herself is not suffering from arsenic poisoning. And even if she did have a certain amount of residual arsenic within her body, that doesn't necessarily mean all of it will be concentrated in her breast milk. In fact, women who are exposed to arsenic poisoning, their breast milk, however, contains very little of it. This claim is supported by studies such as Funkstrom et al. In 2008 and a more recent study by Karim et al. From 2019, which suggests that arsenic level in the breast milk of women exposed to arsenic poisoning is as low as 3 microgram per liter of breast milk, which is 33,000 times lower than the lowest lethal dose of 100 milligram according to the World Health Organization. But then again, there are also organic poisons, the ones extracted from herbs, flowers, mushrooms, and other stuff. For these, let me just tell you one thing. Resistance to poison means the body has the ability to decompose poisonous substances so that it won't be able to harm the body. Since Cantarella is resistant to all sorts of poison, we can be assured that her body decomposes any poison that enters and turns them into harmless substances. By now, you all have realized the obvious answer, but there's more to it. There's another information we can factor in, which is that the flavor of breast milk depends on the food eaten by the woman producing the breast milk. Now, Cantarella, because of our research, has to consume all sorts of different herbs, fruits, flowers, and mushrooms that cannot be consumed by other people because they are poisonous, which would suggest that Cantarella's breast milk has the most unique flavor that cannot be found anywhere in all of Solaris 3. So it is not just safe, it has the most unique taste that is only exclusive to Cantarella herself. Now, what to do if you get offered to have a drink? Dive right in, head first, and drink to your heart's content. And then drink some more because you deserve it. Say it to yourself. But if you say it, I won't be able to hear it, so write it down in the comments. And while you're at it, hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel, which is the only thing that can console me from the fact that I'll never get to have a drink from the source. Which brings me to my final point. Let's just say that her breast milk is very poisonous. Whatever poison she consumes, it does not get decomposed, but instead, it gets concentrated in her breast milk. Now, what do you do if you get an offer to drink? You drink it anyway. You drink it anyway, because you'll die a happy man or a woman. You'll taste paradise even before you go to paradise. Well, there's a chance that you might go to hell, but you'll go to hell after tasting paradise. Plus, let's just be honest, if you get that kind of offer, the rest of the community will gonna get so jealous that many of them will try to erase you from existence, and some might even succeed. So does that even matter if our breast milk is poisonous or not?